The chaos in your life isn't random, it is a warning. The quantum upgrade is about to hit your reality matrix, and this is the final protocol before initiation. This is not a metaphor, this is not a spiritual platitude. It is a description of a measurable Tao, predictable Tao, cosmic recalibration event that is currently underway. We call this process the ascension shockwave. It operates on the simple, immutable laws of quantum coherence and systemic collapse. Your consciousness, the sum total of your thoughts, your emotions, and your deep inner work, has finally reached a frequency threshold that your old, consensus reality can no longer support. It cannot contain you anymore. In the next hour, I am going to reveal the 3 definitive warning signs that prove this is happening specifically to you. I will explain why the destabilizing chaos you are experiencing is actually a profound and direct compliment from the universe itself. And most importantly, I will give you the precise protocol to navigate this upgrade, not just to survive it, but to command it, ensuring you are not shattered by the very event your soul has worked lifetimes to create. To understand what is happening to you, you must first understand a fundamental law of creation. A law discovered not by a guru on a mountaintop, but by a Nobel Prize-winning chemist named Ilya Prigogine. He studied what he called dissipative structures. He observed that when any system, from a simple chemical reaction to a complex biological organism, is pushed far from equilibrium, when it's flooded with energy and information, it does not simply break, it reaches a bifurcation point, a moment of maximum chaos. In this moment, the system appears to be dissolving into utter randomness, it seems to be dying. But it is precisely in that state of maximum disorder that the system gains the energetic freedom to spontaneously reorganize itself at a higher, more complex, and more coherent level of order. Chaos is the womb of creation. It is the mandatory gateway through which all systems must pass before they can evolve. Your life is that system, the spiritual work, the healing, the consciousness you have cultivated, that is the energy being pumped into the system, and the chaos you feel, the groundlessness, the fear. That is the proof that you are at the bifurcation point. It is the definitive sign that your life is not breaking down, it is breaking through. If you feel the truth in this, that the chaos has a higher purpose, hit like right now. It signals you're ready for this upgrade and helps this warning reach others who need it. This is why you feel so profoundly lost. This is why the old rules no longer seem to apply. You have been meditating, doing the inner work, raising your vibration, aligning your chakras, clearing your trauma. You have been doing everything the spiritual path has asked of you. And what has been your reward? The relationship that you thought was your soul contract suddenly dissolves into static and confusion. The career you built for a decade, the one that defined you, evaporates overnight or becomes so utterly meaningless that you can barely force yourself to engage with it. Your body begins sending you strange signals, aches and pains and anxieties that have no medical explanation. You feel a sense of being completely unmoored, adrift in a cosmos that once felt like home. You experience the gut-wrenching feeling that the universe, the very intelligence you have built a relationship with, has suddenly hung up on you. You have been interpreting these events as failures. You've been asking yourself, what did I do wrong? Was my vibration not high enough? Did I not clear enough karma? You have been assuming this pain is a sign of your inadequacy. It is the opposite. These are the symptoms of a staggering spiritual success. Your reality matrix is undergoing a deep system defragmentation before a new, vastly more powerful operating system can be installed. The old one must be scanned for all its corrupted files, its outdated programs, and its incompatible data packets. What you are experiencing is the system flagging everything in your life that does not and cannot resonate with the person you have already become on the inside. Let's make this crystal clear. Imagine your entire life experience is a hyper-advanced computer. Since birth, you and almost everyone around you have been running on an operating system called Reality 1.0. This OS is built on a source code of separation, linearity, effort, and cause and effect. It works, but it's limited. It's slow. For years, perhaps even decades, your soul has been downloading a massive upgrade in the background. With every meditation, every moment of forgiveness, every choice for love over fear, you have been downloading the data packets for a new operating system, Reality 2.0. This new OS operates on a completely different source code. It's built on unity, resonance, quantum entanglement, and synchronicity. That download is now complete. The file is on your system, and the universe is now initiating a mandatory, system-wide, non-negotiable reboot. The chaos you feel is the old system shutting down. The relationships, jobs, and belief systems that are falling away are the old, incompatible programs being uninstalled. They simply cannot run on the new hardware of your consciousness. The strange glitches, the moments of bizarre synchronicity, the flashes of profound insight followed by deep anxiety, those are the flickers between the old OS powering down and the new one beginning to boot up. Your limiting beliefs are the old programs. Your attachments are the corrupted files. Your identity is the user profile that is about to be migrated to a new, infinitely more powerful platform. By the end of this broadcast, you will have completed a monumental shift in perception. You will stop seeing yourself as a victim of cosmic chaos, and you will begin to claim your true identity as an architect of the new reality that is coming online. You will see that you were never abandoned. You were being prepared. You were being cleared. You were being made ready for the role you came here to play. You will move from fear to exhilaration, because you will finally understand that this isn't the end of your world. It is the beginning of your real one. To understand what is happening to you, you must understand the fundamental law of the cosmos. It is not a law of love or a law of karma. Those are byproducts. The fundamental law is a law of physics. It is the law of frequency resonance. Everything in existence, from a star to a thought, vibrates at a specific frequency. And the universe, in its infinite and ruthless efficiency, demands coherence. It demands that like frequencies attract and group together. It abhors dissonance. For years, you have been doing the work. Through meditation, through self-inquiry, through choosing love over fear. You have been systematically raising the core frequency of your being. You have been polishing the lens of your soul, allowing more light, more consciousness to pour through. In the background, quietly, your internal operating system has been changing. You moved from a dense, slow vibration of survival and separation to a faster, lighter frequency of interconnectedness and creation. But your external world, your job, your relationships, your home, was built on the old frequency. It was a perfect match for the old you. For a while, the universe could tolerate this mismatch. It could hold these two dissonant realities together. But you kept going. You kept expanding. You kept raising your vibration until you crossed a critical threshold. At that point, the energetic tension between your inner reality and your outer reality became unsustainable. The gap became too wide. The universe, which cannot violate its own primary law, was faced with a non-negotiable directive. The external reality matrix must be forcibly recalibrated to match the new, higher frequency of your consciousness. This is not a reward. It is a mathematical certainty. Imagine you are listening to a radio, tuned to 88.7 FM. The signal is clear. The music is familiar. This is your old life. But inside you, a new frequency is broadcasting. A powerful, clear signal at 107.5 FM. For a long time, you kept the dial on 88.7, but your inner ears were straining to hear the new music. The static started to grow. The old songs began to sound distorted, meaningless. The voices became hollow. Now, your soul has reached over and decisively turned the dial, the screech of static as the tuner moves between stations. That is the chaos you are feeling. The universe is not abandoning 88.7. It is locking onto 107.5 because that is where you are now broadcasting from. The painful noise is the sound of you leaving one reality behind and tuning into another. The old station isn't gone. It's just no longer resonant for you. This chaotic, transitional phase has a name. It is a formal term for a predictable cosmic event. We call it the ascension shockwave. The shockwave is not the upgrade itself. It is the turbulent, disorienting, and often brutal period of systemic collapse that precedes the new reality coming online. It has three distinct and signature characteristics. First, accelerated timeline collapse. This is when potential futures that once seemed certain and solid dissolve overnight. The career path you spent a decade building vanishes. The 5-year plan for your relationship evaporates in a single conversation. The business you were about to launch suddenly feels energetically dead. This is not you making bad decisions. This is the universe performing quantum surgery. It is swiftly and cleanly cauterizing timelines that are incompatible with the frequency of reality 2.0. The feeling is one of whiplash, as doors you thought were wide open are not just closed, but bricked over entirely. Second, identity dissolution. As the external structures of your life are dismantled, the identities you built upon them begin to crumble. If you are not a manager, a wife, a healer, an artist, who are you? The shockwave pushes you into a state of profound not knowing. It feels like your personality is being erased, your memories are becoming irrelevant, and the very story of you is being deleted from the system. This is terrifying, but it is necessary. The limited ego construct of reality 1.0 cannot survive in the expanded bandwidth of reality 2.0. The system is stripping you down to your essential code, pure consciousness. Third, the energetic system, purge. This is the physical and emotional component of the shockwave. It manifests as sudden, overwhelming waves of exhaustion that have no physical cause. It can be spontaneous crying, releasing grief from lifetimes you don't remember. It's old anxieties and traumas resurfacing with violent intensity, not to be relived, but to be finally ejected from your cellular memory. Your body, a carbon-based computer, is literally expelling the dense, slow programming of the old world to make room for the crystalline light codes of the new one. So these are the core signs of a quantum shift. It's not gentle, it's a seismic event. Think of the one area in your life that feels the most unstable. Can you feel the subtle difference between breaking down and being dismantled for a rebuild? The reason this feels so catastrophic is because you are still trying to use the user manual for reality 1.0. You are trying to solve the problem using the logic of the system that is collapsing, and it will never work. The source code of reality 1.0 was built on a Newtonian framework. It was a world of separation, a world where you are a distinct entity, separate from others, separate from your environment. Its physics were based on cause and effect, linear time and effort. To get a result, you had to apply force. You had to push, to strive, to work hard. The core belief was, I must exert my will upon the world to create what I want. This is why trying harder is now having the opposite effect. It's like pressing the accelerator when the car is stuck in deep mud. You just dig yourself in deeper. You are pouring your precious life force into a system designed to fail you now. Your soul is no longer running on Newtonian physics. It is operating on quantum principles, resonance, entanglement, the observer effect. In this new system, your reality is not created by force, but by frequency, not by doing, but by being. The old paradigm beliefs are now obsolete code, generating error messages in your life. Beliefs like, I must work hard to be worthy. This is a reality 1.0 program. In reality 2.0, your worth is inherent. Your only work is to maintain the frequency of that worthiness, and reality will reorganize around it. Beliefs like, I need to control outcomes. This is the ultimate illusion of the old system. Attempting to control the collapse is like a single computer user trying to stop a global network-wide update. You don't have the clearance. In reality 2.0, your power lies not in controlling the external, but in mastering the internal. Beliefs like, my past defines my future. In the linear time of reality 1.0, this was true. The past created a vector of momentum, but you are moving into quantum time, where all moments exist simultaneously. Your point of power is always now. By changing your frequency now, you are not just creating a new future. You are literally reaching back and healing the past timelines connected to you. You have been trying to use a hammer and nails to build a palace of light. The old tools cannot build the new world. This brings us to the most important paradigm shift you must make. It is the central instruction for navigating the ascension shockwave. You must stop trying to fix your old reality. Your only job now is to become a stable anchor for the new reality that is downloading through you. Let that sink in. Fixing is an act of resistance. It's an argument with the universe. It says, no, this collapse is wrong. This chaos is a mistake. It pours energy back into the very structure that is meant to be dissolved. It is an act of fear, a desperate attempt to patch the sinking ship of reality 1.0. Anchoring is an act of trust. It is an act of supreme power. It is to stand in the heart of the storm, amidst the dissolving structures and the collapsing timelines, and to hold a single, pure, unshakable frequency. The frequency of the world you know is coming. It is to become a living broadcast tower for Reality 2.0. When you do this, you are not fighting the chaos. You are giving the new reality a stable target to lock onto, the universe, which is bringing in this new world for you. Seize your clear signal and can architect the new reality around you with breathtaking speed and precision. Fixing is about manipulating the pieces. Anchoring is about becoming the gravitational center that commands the pieces to come to you. You have done the work. You have meditated, journaled, healed. You have faced your shadows and raised your frequency, and for that, the universe has rewarded you with chaos, with collapse, with the ground turning to quicksand beneath your feet. You have felt like a faithful employee who, after years of perfect service, was suddenly and brutally fired without explanation. It's a cosmic betrayal. It feels personal. It feels cruel. And all the while you've been asking the universe one question: why? Why is this happening to me? We have been framing this entire process as a system upgrade, a necessary, albeit chaotic, transition from an old operating system to a new one. We have spoken of dissipative structures, of timeline collapses, of the physics of resonance. All of this is true. It is the mechanics of the event, but it is not the deepest truth. It is not the answer to that burning question in your soul. The warning that is being broadcast across the cosmos isn't just that an upgrade is coming. That's only the surface-level message. The real warning, the paradigm-shattering revelation that you must integrate right now is this: you have to stop trying to survive the demolition of your old life. You are the one holding the detonator. This entire process was initiated by you, by your soul, by the highest, wisest, most eternal part of your consciousness. Before you ever incarnated into this reality, you set an alarm clock. You wrote a contract with yourself. You said, when my consciousness reaches a specific threshold of light, of wisdom, of frequency, I grant my higher self full permission to dissolve my reality matrix, no matter how comfortable it seems, and activate the blueprint for the next level of my evolution. The chaos is not a punishment. It is the sound of your own alarm clock finally going off. You are not being evicted. You are the one who posted the demolition notice on your own front door. What if the universe isn't testing you, but has finally certified you as ready for the next level of reality? Let that land. Who do you become in that moment? Let the shock of that settle. Let the profound implications rewire every circuit in your being. Because this single revelation changes absolutely everything about how you experience this process. This means the chaos is not random. It is precise. It is devastatingly intelligent. The specific relationship that ended, the exact career that dissolved, the health issue that surfaced. These were not arbitrary strikes of cosmic lightning. They were surgical strikes, executed by your own higher intelligence, targeting the primary support beams of your Reality 1.0 identity structure. Each collapse is designed to liberate a precise amount of trapped energy and consciousness that you need to build your new world. It feels like destruction from the ground level, but from the soul's perspective, it is a perfectly orchestrated liberation. Feel that. Feel the intelligence behind your pain, the love behind the loss. There are no accidents in a quantum upgrade. There is only purpose. This means you are not powerless. You are the most powerful agent in your own reality. You have been looking at the storm and feeling like a victim, a small boat tossed on the waves. But this truth reveals you are the gravitational force creating the storm itself. Your rising frequency is the engine of this change. Nothing is happening to you. Everything is happening through you and as you. This shifts you from a state of pleading with the universe to change your circumstances, to a state of profound self-responsibility. It's terrifying and exhilarating. The power was never out there. It was, and always has been, within you. It is your own power that is currently dismantling your life. And it is that same power you will use to build the next one. This means any attempt to cling to the old life is a direct act of self-sabotage. Every time you try to text that ex, or apply for another job that feels like the old energy, or try to force your body back into an old pattern, You are actively fighting your own soul's directive. You are an operative working against your own mission. It's like the caterpillar fighting its way out of the chrysalis, only to try and duct tape the broken pieces back together because it's scared of having wings. Your clinging is the only thing creating prolonged suffering. The demolition is happening. The blueprint is approved. The only variable is how much you will resist your own evolution. The pain doesn't come from the change. It comes from the resistance to the change. And finally, this means the universe trusts you, implicitly, completely. You are not being thrown into a challenge you might fail. A being is only ever initiated into a reality level they have already mastered energetically. This chaos is not a test. It is a coronation. The universe is looking at the frequency you are now holding and saying, "We certify you. You are ready to wield this level of creative power. You have graduated from the training wheels of reality 1.0. We are now removing them. The depth of your current chaos is a direct measure of the magnitude of the power and purpose you're about to step into. It is a profound compliment from the cosmos. So what is the new approach? If fighting is self-sabotage and resistance creates pain, what is the new methodology? The new prime directive is conscious surrender. Now, do not mistake surrender for passive resignation. It is not giving up. It is not collapsing in a heap of despair. That is the energy of a victim. Conscious surrender is the most active and courageous state of being you can hold. It is the warrior's stance of ultimate trust. It is the focused, deliberate act of letting go of your ego's white-knuckled grip on how you thought things should be, so you can align with the far grander vision your soul is bringing into form. It is looking at the relationship ending and saying, "I release this. My soul knows the love that awaits me." It is watching the career path vanish and saying, "I surrender this. My soul knows the purpose I am being prepared for." This is, at its core, what the great recalibration is all about. Shifting from the ego's need to control to the soul's wisdom of co-creation. You stop trying to hold the crumbling walls up and instead turn your attention to the new foundation that is already materializing beneath your feet. This leads to the final, most crucial shift, an identity transformation. You entered this journey, perhaps, with the identity of a spiritual seeker. You were looking for answers, searching for light, trying to find your way home. That identity has served its purpose. It is now an outdated program. It is incompatible with the new operating system. You are not a passenger on a stormy sea. You are the storm. You are the cleansing fire. You are the earthquake shaking the foundations of your own life. You are the divine disruptive force clearing the path for a new world to be born through you. The identity of seeker implies you are looking for something you don't have. The identity you must now embody is that of the reality architect. An architect doesn't hope a building appears. They anchor the vision and direct the energy to construct it. You are not being tested. You are the test. You are the final exam for reality 1.0. Your very presence, your frequency, is proving its limitations and triggering its obsolescence. Shed the identity of the one to whom things happen. Step into the quiet, unshakable power of the one who is the happening itself. You are not lost. You are the trailblazer, and the path is being forged with every single step you take into the unknown. This revelation isn't just a concept. It's a lived experience. It's an algorithm running in the background of your reality, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. The universe is giving you clear, undeniable signs that the ascension shockwave is active in your life right now. These are not punishments. They are not tests. They are confirmation codes. They are the system alerts for reality 1.0 that are, in fact, the welcome screen for reality 2.0. Here are the 3 final warnings you have been misinterpreting. The first is what we call the great dissolving. This is when the structures of your life, the very things that once gave you purpose and identity, suddenly turn to ash in your hands. It's the career you spent a decade building that now feels like a hollow cage. It's the relationship that was once your bedrock that now feels like an echo from a past life. It's the hobbies, the passions, the friendships that used to light you up, and now, when you turn to them for comfort, you find nothing there. A void. This is not depression. Let me be clear. Depression is a real and serious condition, but this phenomenon operates on a different axis. This is a spiritual and energetic process. It's the gut-wrenching feeling that you've lost the plot of your own life, that the person who wanted all these things is gone, and you don't know who you are without them. The core mechanism here is frequency mismatch. Your soul, your consciousness, has been upgraded. It now vibrates at a much higher, more refined frequency. The old job, the old relationship, the old identity, they are still broadcasting at their original frequency. The dissonance between your new self and these old structures becomes so great that your soul can no longer find resonance there. It's like trying to listen to a pristine symphony on a radio that can only pick up static. The connection is lost. The universe isn't taking these things from you. Your own evolution has simply made them obsolete. I think of a woman I worked with, a brilliant architect. She lived to design monumental skyscrapers that touched the clouds. It was her art, her identity. One morning, she walked onto a construction site, looked up at the steel skeleton of her latest masterpiece, and felt nothing, less than nothing, a profound sense of repulsion, the ambition, the drive, the joy. It had all vanished overnight. She was terrified. She thought she had lost her mind, that her life's work was now meaningless. For months, she was adrift in this void. But in that emptiness, something new began to stir. She started sketching small, self-sustaining homes that worked in harmony with nature. She became obsessed with creating spaces that healed people, not just housed them. The great dissolving didn't destroy her. It liberated her from a definition of success that her soul had outgrown. It cleared the server space for her true life's work to be downloaded. Her soul deleted an outdated frequency match to make room for a higher one. In the comments, share which of the 3 warning signs is showing up most powerfully in your life right now. Let's create a real-time map of this global recalibration. Your story is a vital piece of it. The second warning sign is extreme polarity. This is the energetic whiplash of living with one foot in 2 different worlds. One day, you wake up, and the world is luminous. You feel a profound connection to all of life. Synchronicities fire off like celestial fireworks. You receive a brilliant insight, have a heart-opening conversation, and feel an unshakable sense of peace and purpose. You feel you finally arrived, and the next day, you are plunged into the abyss. A wave of baseless anxiety or deep ancestral grief washes over you. The world seems grey and hostile. Old fears and traumas you thought you'd healed resurface with terrifying intensity. You feel utterly alone, abandoned by the universe, a complete failure. This is not a mood swing. This is not bipolar disorder. This is the direct, somatic experience of your consciousness flickering between the collapsing timeline of reality 1.0 and the incoming, stabilizing timeline of reality 2.0. Think of it as quantum superposition on a macro scale. In one moment, you are tuned into the high-frequency bandwidth of your new reality, a reality based in unity, flow, and resonance. You are feeling your future. In the next moment, the gravity of the collective consensus, the collapsing structures, and your own residual programming pull you back into the static and chaos of the dying world. The mistake is to believe the despair is more real than the bliss. The mistake is to think the low point invalidates the high point. They are both real data points. The extreme polarity is proof that the new reality is real enough for you to visit, but the old reality has not yet fully dissolved. It's the ultimate sign of being in transition. The feeling is turbulent. Yes, it is disorienting, but it is not a sign that you are doing something wrong. It is a sign that the migration is happening at an incredible speed. Your system is toggling between 2 entirely different operating systems, and you are feeling the reboot cycle in real time. The third and most profound warning sign is the 0 point. This is a period where everything seems to stop, utterly. The great dissolving has taken away the old structures. The extreme polarity has exhausted you, and now you find yourself in a space of profound emptiness. There is no motivation, no inspiration, no clear path forward, no intuitive hits. It feels like the universe has hung up on you. You are not failing. You are not stuck. You have arrived at the most sacred, most fertile, most potent moment of your entire evolutionary journey. The 0 point is the space between breaths. It is the moment the trapeze artist lets go of one bar before their hands have grasped the next. It is the sacred system reboot. In our computer metaphor, this is the black screen you see after the old operating system has fully shut down, but before the new one has booted up. All processes have ceased. The system is momentarily offline. This is not a glitch. It is a necessary part of the installation process. In this space, the universe is doing for you what you cannot do for yourself. It is wiping your energetic hard drive of its most deeply embedded malware, the core limiting beliefs, the karmic patterns, the ancestral traumas that could not be carried into reality 2.0. You don't have to do anything here, because your only job is to be still enough for the process to complete. Any attempt to force an action, to figure things out, to push for a sign from this space, is like trying to type on a computer that is turned off. It is futile, and it disrupts the upgrade. This void feels like an absence, but it is actually a plenum. It is full of potential. It is the womb of your new reality. To surrender to the 0 point, to trust its intelligence and its purpose, is the ultimate act of faith. It is the final exam of the initiate. So you have the warning signs. The system alerts. Now, here is the simple framework to navigate them. This is your user manual. When you feel the great dissolving, your task is to release. Don't try to repair what is meant to fall away. Don't try to reignite a passion that has died. Your job is to open your hands and let it go. Bless it for the role it played and release it. When you feel extreme polarity, your task is to stabilize. Don't get lost in the drama of the low or attached to the ecstasy of the high. Place your hand on your heart. Breathe and anchor yourself in the present moment. Your job is to be the calm eye of the storm, the neutral witness to both timelines. And when you hit the 0 point, your task is to receive. Do not fight the emptiness. Do not fear the silence. Your job is to be still, to be open, to allow the deepest levels of your being to be recalibrated and rewritten without interference. Release, stabilize, receive. This is the sacred rhythm of the quantum upgrade. This is how you stop being a victim of the chaos and become a conscious co-creator of the ascension shockwave. You understand the signs intellectually. You see them playing out in your life. This is the point where most spiritual teachings stop. They give you the map, but they don't show you how to embody the destination. We are not going to make that mistake. We move now beyond understanding. We move beyond conviction. We are going to move into embodiment. You are about to consciously anchor the frequency of your upgraded reality directly into your cellular structure. You are going to install the new operating system. So find a place where you can be undisturbed for the next few minutes. Sit upright with your spine straight, your feet flat on the floor. And when you are ready, gently close your eyes. Let's begin. Take a deep breath in through your nose and release it slowly through your mouth again. A deep, cleansing breath in and a long, slow release out. I want you to bring your awareness to the energy of your life as it is right now. Don't judge it. Don't analyze it. Simply feel it. Feel the chaos, the uncertainty. Feel the tearing fabric of the old reality, the feeling of being unmoored, the confusion, the anxiety. See it all. Feel it all, without resistance. Now, I want you to visualize this chaotic energy as millions of tiny, fragmented data points, swirling around you and through you, disorganized, glitching. Some are old memories, some are future fears, some are the pains of relationships ending, of careers dissolving. See them all as this cloud of incoherent information. This is the defragmentation process. With your next breath, I want you to command all of these fragments, all of this chaotic energy, to begin gathering in the space in front of your heart. Breathing in, you pull them closer. Breathing out, you see them coalesce. Don't force it. Just allow your intention, your powerful awareness, to be the gravitational force that pulls them all together. All the chaos, all the pain, all the confusion is gathering now into a single dense, swirling point of light. It's all there. Nothing is lost. Nothing is denied. It is simply contained. Hold it there. And now, we download. Bring your awareness up, above your head. I want you to connect to the part of you that initiated this entire upgrade, your higher self, your soul. Imagine it as a vast, silent, crystalline server holding the source code for your reality 2.0. You are going to download the core frequency of this new reality. I do not want you to picture a new house or a new partner. We are not downloading specifics. We are downloading the feeling state from which all specifics are born. So I ask you, and I want you to feel the answer, not think it. What is the signature frequency of your upgraded self? Is it a feeling of deep, unshakable peace that exists beneath all circumstances? Is it a feeling of vibrant, electric, creative fire? Is it the feeling of silent, immense power, the stillness of a mountain? Is it the feeling of expansive, unconditional love? As we do this process, what single feeling is the signature of your upgraded reality? Don't think of the word, feel it. That feeling is your new true north. Lock onto that feeling. And now, from that vast server of your soul, see a beam of the most coherent, crystalline, diamond-like light begin to descend. This light is not just light, it is information, it is the code, it is the frequency of your new reality made manifest. Feel it touch the crown of your head, and the installation begins. Allow this crystalline light to pour into your mind. Feel it moving through your brain, overwriting old neural pathways of worry and fear. It's not erasing them, it's upgrading them, transforming fear into awareness, transforming anxiety into readiness. The light descends into your throat, clearing the channel of your authentic expression. Old codes of silence, of not speaking your truth, are dissolved and rewritten into a program of clear, resonant power. It flows into your heart center, and as this coherent light touches that dense point of chaotic energy we gathered, watch what happens. The chaos doesn't explode, it is transformed instantly. That swirling ball of old data is reordered, recalibrated by the higher frequency of the new code. The fragments lock into a new, stable, beautiful geometric pattern. The chaos becomes coherence. The system is rebooting. Feel this light, this new operating system, flow down through your solar plexus, grounding your power, down into your sacral center, igniting your creativity, down into your root, establishing a profound sense of safety and belonging, not in the old world, but in the new one you are architecting. The light flows down your legs, into your feet, connecting you deep into the core of the new earth. Every cell in your body is now being bathed in this light, receiving this upgrade. Your very DNA is humming with a new frequency, a new set of instructions. Be still for a moment, feel the shift. The noise is gone, the static has cleared. There is only the clean, quiet hum of the new system online. Now, to anchor this new state, gently place your right hand over the center of your chest. Feel the warmth of your own hand. Take a deep breath in, and as you do, breathe that signature feeling, that peace, that power, that joy, directly from your heart into the cells of your hand. And on the exhale, feel your hand broadcasting that frequency back into your heart. You are creating a somatic loop, an anchor. Let's give it a name. Choose a single word that represents this feeling. It could be home, or clarity, or sovereign, or flow. Whatever it is for you, silently repeat that word to yourself as you continue to breathe. This feeling, this word, this hand on your heart, this is your anchor. This is the tool you will use to call yourself back to this state, instantly, whenever the shockwave of the old reality tries to pull you back. Take one more deep, integrating breath, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Notice the shift. Notice the quiet. This feeling right now in your body. This is not a temporary state. This is your new baseline. This is home. When you are ready, you can slowly begin to bring your awareness back to the room. Wiggle your fingers and toes, and whenever you feel complete, gently open your eyes. You have installed the upgrade. You are now operating from a new system. Let this truth land in your bones, in your cells. The person who started this video, anxious and confused, is no longer the primary consciousness running your system. That was the avatar running on Reality 1.0. You have just completed a core reboot. You are a quantum architect, and a quantum architect does not hope or wish or try. A quantum architect designs, calibrates, and builds. To do this, you need to understand the user manual for your new operating system. This is not a list of suggestions. These are the prime directives for creating and stabilizing your new reality matrix in the face of the collapsing old world. These are the tools that ensure the ascension shockwave becomes a gateway, not a grave. So this is how to handle spiritual awakening chaos in a practical way, moving from a being who is subject to reality to one who generates it. Your first prime directive, your most essential tool, is the frequency anchor. This is your primary instrument, to stay locked into the reality 2.0 timeline, especially during those moments of extreme polarity we talked about. Think of it as your energetic gyroscope. When the shockwave hits, when the old timeline violently collapses around you, this anchor is what holds you stable in the eye of the storm. The principle behind it is quantum coherence. A coherent wave, like a laser, holds its form and power over vast distances. A chaotic wave, like a regular light bulb, diffuses its energy randomly and has little impact. Your emotional state is a wave. When you maintain a stable, coherent emotional frequency, the one you just embodied in our installation process, you become like a laser. You cut through the static of the old reality, the chaos of the collective, the fear of your family, the panic on the news. It cannot get a foothold in a coherent field. But when your frequency is incoherent, riddled with fear, anxiety, doubt, you are pulled back into the chaotic collapse of the old timeline. The universe doesn't choose this for you. It's just physics. Chaos absorbs chaos. Coherence commands coherence. Your only job is to remain coherent. Here is the exact protocol for activating the frequency anchor. It takes 60 seconds. Step 1. Somatic connection. The moment you feel the pull of old anxiety, the sting of despair, or the fog of confusion, stop everything. Place your dominant hand directly over the center of your chest, on your heart. The physical pressure immediately brings your awareness out of the mind and into the body, where true creation occurs. Step 2. Frequency recall. Close your eyes. Do not think about the problem. Do not analyze the fear. That is reality 1.0 programming. Instead, call up the somatic memory of the feeling you downloaded and installed moments ago. That signature frequency of your upgraded reality. Was it serene power? Was it vibrant, electric joy? Was it deep, unshakable stillness? Don't search for the word. Search for the feeling. Let your body remember it. Step 3. Active broadcasting. Once you have a lock on that feeling, even a faint one, breathe it into the present moment. Inhale that frequency, pulling it from the quantum field through your crown and into your heart center. As you exhale, imagine you are broadcasting that feeling from your heart outward in all directions, creating a coherent bubble of reality 2.0 around you. Do this for a full 60 seconds. Inhale the new, exhale and broadcast the new. Solidify your field. What is one old program, one fear, one limitation that you will consciously choose to leave behind for deletion during this upgrade, starting today? Now, there are 2 critical mistakes architects make when first learning to use this tool. The first is trying to think the feeling. You cannot think your way into a state of peace. You cannot use the Reality 1.0 mind to generate a Reality 2.0 frequency. It is a somatic process. You must generate the feeling in your body. If you struggle, remember a time you naturally felt it, even for a moment, and amplify that memory. The second, more subtle mistake is using the anchor to resist the negative feeling. You do not use your anchor to fight the anxiety. You do not use it to push away the despair. That is an act of war, and it feeds the very energy you want to dissolve. Instead, you must simply ignore the old chaotic signal and turn all of your focus to activating and broadcasting the new, coherent one. You are not putting up a shield. You are changing the channel. This distinction is everything. You use this tool the moment you feel the gravitational pull of the old world. It is your first response, not your last resort. Your second prime directive is a tool for navigating the great dissolving. It is called the neutral observer. When old structures, jobs, relationships, identities are falling away, the Reality 1.0 program is to grieve, resist, and judge the collapse as a failure. This creates massive energetic entanglement. It's like trying to demolish a building while still chaining yourself to the walls. You get crushed in the process. The neutral observer is your protocol for allowing old structures to fall away cleanly, quickly, and without taking you with them. The principle is the observer effect from quantum physics. In the quantum world, the very act of observing a particle changes its behavior. By observing a situation without judgment, without emotional charge, you allow the quantum wave function of that old reality to collapse cleanly. Your neutrality is the catalyst for a swift and graceful dissolution. When you observe it with fear, anger, or sadness, you are feeding it your energy. You are actively keeping the collapsing timeline entangled with your own, making the process 10 times more painful and prolonged than it needs to be. Here is the protocol for becoming the neutral observer. Step 1. Create the container. Close your eyes. Visualize the situation that is dissolving, the job that is ending, the friendship that is fading, the dream that has died, and place it inside a large, semi-transparent bubble floating about 6 feet in front of you. This act of externalization immediately creates separation. It is happening out there, not in here. You are the observer, not the participant. Step 2. Practice neutrality. Look at the scene inside the bubble. Observe it with the detached curiosity of a scientist. Do not label it good or bad. Do not call it a tragedy or a failure. Simply see it. See the memories. See the people. See the emotions playing out like a film. Your only job is to witness without judgment. Step 3. The verbal release. While holding this neutral gaze, speak the following command, either aloud or within your mind. I see this reality. I acknowledge its role in my journey. I release it now with love and gratitude. Its frequency no longer matches mine. It is free and I am free. Feel the finality and the peace in this declaration. It is a sovereign decree, not a plea. Step 4. Witness the dissolution. Watch as the bubble and its contents begin to dissolve. See it turn to particles of light that gently disperse back into the quantum field, recycled by the universe. Do not hold on. Do not try to save a piece of it. Let it go completely. Breathe a deep sigh of relief as the space in front of you becomes clear. The common mistakes here are insidious. The first is judging the collapse. The moment your mind says, "This is terrible, I've lost everything," you have just created an energetic hook that reattaches you to the debris. Neutrality is your power. The second mistake is hidden attachment. It is performing the ritual while secretly hoping the universe will see your spiritual maturity and reverse the demolition. This turns the process into a negotiation born of fear. It must be an unconditional release. You must want your freedom more than you want the comfort of the familiar prison. You use this tool whenever an aspect of your old life is clearly ending. It is your rite of passage, your sacred ceremony for honoring what was, while making clean, unburdened space for what is coming. Finally, we integrate these tools into a daily practice. An architect doesn't just build a skyscraper and walk away. They engage in constant, subtle maintenance. Your new reality requires the same. We call this the 5-minute reboot. It is your non-negotiable energetic hygiene. In the morning, before you check your phone, before you engage with the old world matrix, you take 2 minutes. You activate your frequency anchor. You consciously set the emotional frequency for your day. You are not hoping for a good day. You are programming the baseline frequency from which your day will emerge. Midday, you take 60 seconds, a pause, a breath, hand on your heart. You reactivate the anchor. You perform a quick course correction, returning to your chosen frequency before the momentum of the collective consciousness pulls you too far off course. In the evening, before sleep, you take 2 minutes. You activate the neutral observer. You do a quick system sweep of your day, placing any frustrating conversations, moments of anxiety, or attachments to old paradigm outcomes into the bubble. You release them. You dissolve your entanglements from the day, ensuring you enter your dream state clean, coherent, and ready to continue building in the quantum realm. Morning, midday, evening. This is not a chore. This is the work of a quantum architect. It is how you stop being a victim of the shockwave and become the calm, stable, creative force that directs it. This is how you master your new world. You have received the warning. You understand the signs. You have embodied the frequency, and you have the tools. The ascension shockwave is no longer a threat. It is your graduation. It is the final exam of an old paradigm, an exam you have just passed not by fighting the questions, but by becoming the answer. The storm that you once thought was sent to destroy you has revealed itself to be nothing more than the turbulence of your own wings, finally unfurling to their full cosmic span. This process was never about survival. It was about remembering your own power. It was about the universe holding up a mirror, shattered into 1,000 chaotic pieces, so that you might finally see the wholeness of the face looking back. You have looked into the void of the 0 point, and found not an ending but the womb of all creation. You have navigated the extreme polarity and learned to walk the razor's edge between worlds. You have witnessed the great dissolving and realized you were not losing your life. You were shedding a skin that was no longer yours to wear. You stand now, not at the end of a difficult journey, but at the true beginning. You have been recalibrated. You have been upgraded. You are online. But this upgrade was never just for you. That is the final revelation. It was to bring you online as a sovereign, stable, and coherent node in a new planetary consciousness grid. For years, the most sensitive souls on this planet have been undergoing this intense process in isolation, feeling like lonely lighthouses in an infinite storm. But the purpose of a lighthouse is not to admire its own light. It is to connect with other lights, to form a network of safety and guidance that makes a new kind of navigation possible. Individual mastery is the prerequisite for the next stage, collective co-creation. The chaos you endured was the pressure required to turn the carbon of your old identity into the diamond of your true self, a diamond that can now hold and refract a much higher bandwidth of cosmic light. What happens when your new reality, stable and radiant, begins to interface with another's? What happens when your light meets another? This is where the architecture of the new world begins, when two or more beings operating on Reality 2.0 consciously connect. They don't just add their power, they multiply it. This is quantum entanglement, moving from a theoretical concept to a lived creative technology. When two coherent frequencies meet, they create a resonant field that is exponentially more powerful than the sum of its parts. This field creates what we call coherent reality bubbles, pockets of the new paradigm made manifest, zones where the old rules of lack, separation, and fear simply cannot compute. They are the seeds of the new earth. But this mechanism, this sacred multiplication of creative force, operates by a set of rules you have not yet learned. The physics of co-creation are as different from the physics of individual manifestation as quantum mechanics are from Newtonian physics. To attempt to build in this new dimension with the old rules is not only ineffective, it can be destabilizing. You have been given a high-performance vehicle. Now you must learn the rules of the road. That's why our next broadcast is the most critical follow-up to what you have learned today. It is called Post-Shift Reality Explained: How to Navigate the New Quantum Rules. We will break down the precise physics of co-creation, the principles of harmonic resonance, and the ethics of multidimensional architecture. We will explore how to find and connect with other upgraded nodes in this planetary grid, and how to protect your new frequency from the static of the collapsing old world. After that, we will go even deeper, exploring a topic called Collective Timelines Are More Real Than You Think. Here's how to choose yours. You have graduated from managing your personal reality. It is now time to learn how to choose a collective destiny. Subscribe and turn on all notifications, because our next video, Post-Shift Reality Explained: How to Navigate the New Quantum Rules, is the essential next step. You've been warned. Now it's time to master the new world. You came to this video feeling like a victim of cosmic weather. You leave as the weather itself. You came here feeling lost in the static of a world falling apart. You leave as a clear broadcast signal for a world being born. Every moment of pain, every tear shed in the dark, every ounce of courage you summoned to face another day of chaos, it was all fuel. It was all part of the initiation. This upgrade is your birthright, earned through lifetimes of dedication to your own evolution. The chaos was your birth canal. The intensity was the pressure needed to bring a new form of consciousness into this dimension through you. Go forward now, not in fear, but with the quiet, unshakable power of a world builder. Go forward with the authority of someone who has stared into the system reboot and was not erased, but was reborn. Anchor your frequency. Observe the old world's dissolution with compassion, and know that you are not alone. Other lights are coming online all around you. Your work has just begun.